see us progressing through 3 steps here. The first step is just to get that initial first packaging company to give this a try. Now, I did have on one occasion a lady in Northern California who owned a honey packaging company, and she said, hey, you know, I'd like to give this a try. Send me some bottles and I try it. And I didn't really have the bottles to send her. So that's the first step with this mold, is to actually be able to have bottles to send in case some packager really wants to give this a try. That's the first challenge we face. And I think that Stephen Coe at Home Bright, with his 22 years of experience in plastic molding, he will help us out in order to meet this first challenge. We will be able to achieve the molds that we need to be able to make these bottles en masse and be able to ship them out. The next challenge would be to actually have a packaging company give them a try. I think that honey would be good because it's a very expensive liquid. And so if honey packager would try this, then we could get some evidence of market success. And I kind of think it's sort of like a snowball effect. I mean, once we have a few packagers doing it, then I think after that others will follow suit. The next challenge after that is to move from disposable bottles into something that's more eco-friendly, which would be if, let's say, the consumer purchases an initial bottle filled with honey, for example. I'm just using honey just as an example. Then once the honey is fully dispensed, the consumer would open up the top, drop out the old bag, and put in a new bag of honey, and that way keep the bottle, in which case the entire system would cost less as far as packaging and use less resources than what is used now. If all you're doing is replacing bags of liquid rather than an entire bottle. And so I think that step 2 is getting these same packagers to move toward a system where they're giving a bottle or selling a bottle of their liquid and then having replacement bags. The next step after that, what I consider to be the final step, would be to convince a major packager, and I use just for example, like let's say Hunt's Ketchup or Heinz Ketchup or something like that, where they're selling millions of units each year, to give this system a try where they're selling to the consumer a bottle, and then after that the consumer would just drop out the liquid bag and replace it with a new liquid bag. And in the case of these big packagers, they would design their own bottle, design their own system, and all that they would be doing would be purchasing a licensing fee from me rather than bottles. And I think that that would represent like the third and final step. I mean, once we get to that point, I sort of think it's going to be a national sensation, and I want to thank you in advance for your contribution in helping to make this a reality. Thank you very much.